Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. So apparently Trump supporters are not happy with Trump's performance. They apparently have some feelings about a lot of stuff. So this is Politico. As Trump struggles to keep his campaign promises and flirts with political moderation, his most steadfast supporters, from veteran advisors to anti-immigration activists to the volunteers who dropped their jobs to help him get elected, are increasingly dismayed by the direction of his presidency. Their complaints range from Trump's embrace of interventionist foreign policy to his less hawkish tone on China, most recently, his marginalization of nationalist chief strategist Steve Bannon. But the crux of their disillusionment, interviews with 24 Trump loyalists reveal, is a belief that Trump, the candidate, bears little resemblance to Trump, the president. He's failing, in their views, to deliver on the promise of a transformative America First agenda driven by hard-edged populism. So sad. So sad. Yeah, that's so fucking sad. It's amazing to me. Many of the comments in this article from these people, they seem to be sincere. And in being sincere, what they're saying is almost identical to what progressives said about Obama. It's an amazing thing to read. As I'm hitting one quote after the other, I'm like, wow, I've heard that quote before. So let's read a few more of this. So some of his supporters actually, they actually believe him. Like, it's amazing. Like they believe him in this almost childlike way. So one of the guys, he says, the two spoke briefly, and Bouvet came to identify with the advisor who, like him, represented a forgotten America that Trump had appealed to with his blue-collared pitch. He said in an interview that he still supports the president, but is troubled by reports that Bannon is on the outs, and that senior advisor Jared Kushner, a New York City real estate scion, is accumulating influence. I see a lot of people upset about his role, Bouvet said. I love our president, he added. I would tell him to follow his heart instead of the whispers in his ears. That's amazing. That's amazing. What does this guy believe was in Trump's heart? I mean, that is the question, right? Like, what do you believe? The guy is a reality show billionaire. What do you believe that's in his heart? Like, what? This blows me away. Like, I would hear people, like my mom would say, that happened with Obama did that? And it's like, why do you have beliefs about what that person is? Like, I understand that you identify with him to some degree. But you identify with him so much where you don't recognize that for the most part, he is nothing like you. He doesn't know you. He doesn't live in your existence. He's never lived your existence. At all. At all. He's telling you what he needs to tell you to get into the office. He's incentivized to be a particular way. Now, yes, you looked at him. Yes, he said things that I guess apparently you like. That's fine. But the same complaint that you guys had of Obama is the same complaint that you guys let slide on Trump. Like, you would say, well, he just says good speeches. And he's always using a teleprompter. And for the most part, he has nothing to show for his record. All these things, these critiques that you guys would make when Obama was running. Obama's a brand, like Guess Jeans or Coke. Trump is literally a brand like Guess Jeans or Coke. Make America Great Again is not that much different than Hope and Change. Obama was an outsider. You can look at him, tell he's an outsider. He's not like any other president. Trump is an outsider. He's not like any other president. You don't see the commonalities between these things, even going so far as to the people who are writing this stuff saying, I'm amazed that he's behaving this way. It's one thing after the other. They were hitting him on immigration. One woman said, I thought he would have had those dreamers out the country by now. Another one is complaining about NATO. Another one said, I thought we would have had our tax cuts at this point. It's one thing after another. It's amazing. The NATO thing is interesting, and we need to talk about it. So one of the concerns, and look, some of these people I actually agree with, believe it or not. Some of the people who are taking shots at him are saying, what the hell is this interventionist foreign policy? You said you wanted America first. Why are we in other countries? Why are we bombing those countries? Why are we attacking those countries? Yeah, that's integrity. I like it. I like it. They should hit him on it. He said, America first, they're not going to have us engaged in all these foreign wars. It looked like you're trying to engage in 2 foreign wars. They called him on it. Good for them. So, but NATO was one of the things that came up. Concerns about Trump's foreign policy approach intensified on Wednesday when he backed away from his often repeated campaign line that NATO is obsolete. Instead, during an appearance with NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg, Trump called the organization a great alliance. Look, I've made this point before about narratives. Have you noticed, so a narrative can be used to constrain the actions of a particular person, because a person tries to push against that narrative. Republicans and Democrats do it all the time. You may not recognize it. It's just the arguments that they use. So if I say, that guy is going to raise your taxes and spend your money. Well, if that guy raises your taxes and spends your money, he's feeding into a particular narrative. Same thing with this. In the same way that they're tarring Trump over and over and over again with Russia. You're a Russian plant. You're working with Putin. You're having sex with Putin. Trump and Russia. Trump and Russia. Trump was working with a foreign body to attack our elections. It's one thing after the other. If he turns around and nixes NATO, National Alliance Treaty Organization, NATO was put there to hedge against, well, at the time, a Soviet Union threat or Russian threat. If he turns around and nixes that organization, or in some way cripples that organization, he's feeding into the narrative. He's literally feeding into the narrative. I don't know what Trump's plans were before he got into office, whether it had anything to do with NATO. I would guarantee you, from a political standpoint, his tenor and his stance towards NATO is being constrained by what the Democrats are saying about him. He's not going to play into that narrative. Meaning, if he needs to take shots at Syria to try to make himself look a little better, well, yeah, he's going to take a shot at Syria. If he's going to have to take a few shots at Putin to try to make himself feel a little better, he may take shots at Putin. The last thing, however, he's going to do is turn around and get rid of an organization that was supposed to hedge against Soviet aggression. You can't, look, if you do it, they're really going to call him a puppet of Putin at that point. So, yeah, you can be mad at him on this, but politically, he doesn't have a choice. He doesn't have a choice. Look, this is an amazing read. I would say, check it out. Look, the only thing I would say, I don't understand why you believe him. He's in the Republican Party. The Republican Party has a particular tint about it. It behaves in a very particular way. It believes very particular things in regards to tax cuts for the rich, money trickling down, always work for the corporation, these type of things. I don't quite understand why you thought Trump was going to somehow, I don't know what you thought he was going to give you. I guess that's what it boils down to. Like, I don't necessarily know what you saw in him, where you were like, yes, that guy's going to look out for me. I can understand the argument of, that guy's different. I get that one. But he gave no indication that he was going to help anybody. I didn't quite understand. It's like, just because you're a Trump supporter, you don't want clean air and clean water? Like, what does being a Trump supporter have to do with the EPA? He's gutting the EPA to help with skip over environmental regulations of people who are supporting him. That has nothing to do with you. In fact, most of these policies has nothing to do with you. And look, to be fair, I was hoping that he was going to be something different. I honestly was. When Trump took office, I thought, all right, this is a chance. If he moves a little bit to the left, Trump would own that White House. That's all he had to do. If he would have kept the campaign promises that he put out, he would have pulled people from the left and the right. And because technically he wasn't associated with any party, he could have did it. He just didn't do it. He didn't care about it. He was going to stick money in his pocket. That's why when he got in that office, he surrounded himself with Wall Street types. Right off the bat, you can see his intentions. People are policy. The people who you put in those positions indicate the policy that you're going to enact. The fact that he was put in Betsy DeVos, as Education Secretary, Scott Pruitt, head of the EPA, Tillerson as Secretary of State. These positions are massively important, and the people he's putting in them are antagonistic towards those positions. It has nothing to do with your interests. It has nothing to do with him trying to help you. He's trying to help himself. He showed you the face that he needed to show you to get you to vote for him. He's a politician. That's what politicians do. I would make an argument that that's also what businessmen do. They bullshit you to get you to buy their product. In this particular case, that product is him. The product is him. Look, I keep saying this. The problem is the parties. At a deeper level, yes, the problem is capitalism. But the thing that runs interference between that are politicians. It's politics. It's these parties. You gotta unmoor yourself from these parties. Any change that you want to take place in this country. And I would wager that even people on the right, sane people on the right, I'll say sane. That could be a very different country just based upon agreement between the two sides. The argument that I will make would be that the majority of the people want certain things. Those certain things they tend to be more progressive, regardless of where you're on, left or right. You probably can get those things accomplished if those people were being represented. Those people aren't being represented in office. So Trump is not any different on that front. He's working at the behest of the people who are giving him money to work for him. It's just not you. Just don't believe the hype. I don't care who the brand is coming from, whether it's brand Obama or brand Trump. Stop being had. These guys are scamming you. Alright guys, if you enjoy the content, feel free to write, feel free to share or like the video. Also, support the work through Patreon. Thank you.